Coming up on the Hilton Head News, we'll take a look at the 6th Annual Seafood Fest held at Shelter Cove last weekend. Also ahead, is this the most wonderful time of the year for real estate? We'll find out. And the season for proms and graduation parties is just around the corner. We'll find out what one organization is doing to try and keep our teens from drinking and driving. Stand by, the Hilton Head News is next. Welcome to the Hilton Head News. I'm McNair. Last year's theft of personal information from electronically filed tax returns in South Carolina hasn't kept people from filing their taxes online this year. According to the Department of Revenue, the number of residents filing their taxes hasn't declined significantly. With 1 week to go until the April 15th deadline, South Carolina has processed more than 1.5 million individual state income tax returns, with 83% filed electronically. According to an agency spokesperson, in recent weeks, 80 to 85% of taxpayers have filed electronically. While business is brisk for the state's leisure and hospitality industries, the Island Packet reports that, according to the South Carolina Department of Employment and Workforce, by the end of February, the hospitality and leisure industry added more jobs over the past year than any other industry in the state. The number of new jobs, 10,800. That increase brought the total number of hospitality and leisure workers in the state to 212,200, and that's close to a 5.4% increase. The Republican Party chairman for the state of South Carolina says he's confident that former Governor Mark Sanford will defeat Elizabeth Colbert Bush in next month's special election for the 1st Congressional District. In a recent interview with the Associated Press, Chad Connolly told the news organization that he loves the national media attention that the race has brought to South Carolina. A poll done for the Colbert-Bush campaign by Lake Research Partners shows that the race between Colbert-Bush and Sanford could be a tight one. According to that poll, Colbert-Bush was ahead of Sanford 47 to 44%, but that's with a 4.4% margin of error. That poll was conducted before Sanford had officially won the Republican nomination. Well, this week, South Carolina's top prosecutor wants to bring attention to the needs of the state's children. Attorney General Alan Wilson plans on observing 2013 Children's Advocacy Day at the State House. On Tuesday, the state attorney general, along with state legislators and advocates for children's issues, will hold a news conference. Children's Advocacy Day is hosted by the South Carolina Network of Children's Advocacy Centers. Wilson says more than 7,000 children were served last year by children's advocacy centers throughout the state of South Carolina. Well, the annual Seafood Fest was held at Shelter Cove Park this weekend. WHHI's Kevin Libby was there.
I'm here at Shelter Cove Park for the 2013 Hilton Head Island Seafood Festival. Joe Kane, Special Events Director for the Rec Center. Joe, tell us about charities that this event supports.
Yeah, it goes to the Island Rec Center, but also goes to the MD Anderson Cancer Hospital in Houston, Texas, which is where David Carmine, who's this festival is named for, money goes to the cancer research there. So it really goes to good cause. So we thank everybody that came out. It was really a great day.
Entertainment included an Iron Chef competition, live music, and crab races for the kids.
I'm here with Caroline and Ella Kupchik. How has your spring break been going?
Good.
Good? What's the most fun thing you've done? You can say crab race.
Crab race. Okay, crab race.
Musical entertainment included local rockers Cranford and Son on Friday, with Saturday featuring the headliners, followed by the acoustic acrobat himself, Chris Jones. Among the many restaurants on hand, it was the Iron Chef competition which garnered the most attention.
I'm here with Jamie and Dan from the South Carolina Yacht Club. They competed in the Iron Chef competition going on behind me. Guys, how'd you enjoy that?
It was a good time. The hour went quick, but it was fun.
The two ingredients were oysters and flounder.
In what was a very close competition, second place went to our good friends over at Hugo's.
Hugo, how's the day been for you?
Be delighted to be here. It's a great cause.
Chef Keith's corn on the kebab was a hit with this reporter, but this year's winners are some new friends.
Fusion Restaurant!
I'm here with the gang from Fusion Restaurant, the winners of this year's Iron Chef competition! Guys, how's it feel to win?
Awesome! You want good food? Come to Fusion.
Not just good food, the best food.
Best food, yeah, that's the best food.
The winners of the Iron Chef competition, the gang from Fusion. Back to you, Allie.
As Kevin mentioned, the Hilton Head Island Seafood Fest is run by the David M. Carmine's Memorial Foundation. Proceeds from that event benefit the American Cancer Society, MD Anderson Cancer Research Center, and the Island Recreation Scholarship Fund. When we come back, Lynn Hummell with the Hilton Head Sun has details on the renovations for the mall at Shelter Cove, and that includes a new name for that shopping center. Also ahead, we'll find out how much impact media coverage of the RBC Heritage presented by Boeing has on our local economy. Stay right there.
The Westin Hilton Head Island Resort and Spa is celebrating its grand renewal. Relax and unwind at the totally renovated resort featuring new pools, lush gardens and courtyards, guest rooms, ballroom, main lobby, conservatory, and more. Enjoy family fun on the beach, improve your game with unparalleled golf, indulge your senses with newly inspired low-country cuisine in our refreshed restaurants including Oceanfront View 32 and Barony Bar, and rejuvenate at the Heavenly Spa. Stay for a night, a weekend, or more at the Westin Hilton Head Island Resort and Spa. Be well, be Westin.
Joining me now with a look at the news behind the headlines is Lynn Hummell with the Hilton Head Sun. Hi, Lynn.
Hi, Allie. How are you?
Great, thank you. Tell us about the latest with the mall at Shelter Cove, will you?
I will. First of all, it's not the mall at Shelter Cove anymore. There's been a little name change. This will now be known as the Shelter Cove Town Center, and it is a $74 million overhaul at the mall, the old mall, and they've just celebrated a groundbreaking. Officials from the Kroger company revealed some more details about the first part of the center, which will be a Kroger marketplace that will anchor the end opposite of Belk. This 87,000 square foot grocery store will be the largest grocery store on the island, and it will include a Murray's cheese shop, which is something that's popular in New York City, and a Starbucks kiosk, which of course is popular all over the world. And it'll also feature fresh sushi, a bistro, an extended wine selection complete with a wine steward, thank you very much, a drive-through pharmacy, and my favorite, a walk-in beer cooler with a growler station where customers can select craft beers and fill their own bottles.
Well, we'll know where to find you once in a while then, Lynn Hummell. What about the target date for opening that new Kroger?
Well, they expect that it might be open as early as December. And after that, the second phase of as yet unidentified retail shops and stores and restaurants between Kroger and Belk will be built, along with a new community park, followed by a third phase, which is yet to be approved, of 210 waterfront apartments. And all in all, the project will cover 72 acres, include 290,000 square feet, and provide about 450 new jobs.
Oh, it sounds great. On the other side of news that maybe maybe isn't so great, though, is the whole issue of property tax appeal hearings. Tell me about that.
Yes, well, the Beaufort County Board that handles that has suspended hearings indefinitely. There's a huge backlog, and the Tax Equalization Board was overwhelmed, and plus their only staffer that assisted the board has left and will not be replaced. And so this is the body that considers the cases from property owners who have appealed their property tax reports that it's been assessed at too high a value and they want it reconsidered for tax purposes. And they have a backlog of about 190 cases, which dates back to September of 2011. And the 7-member board, which actually has 3 vacancies, and they only meet twice a month. They figure it will take about 30 months to cover just what they already have, not including new ones that might be coming in.
Wow, that's probably not good news for people who are waiting for a decision on that. Is there going to be any other kind of resolution as far as handling these appeals?
Right. They're thinking about some other options, like perhaps increasing the board to 15 members and maybe even creating some subcommittees that would review these cases individually. And with the state mandated property reassessment underway, they're going to have to come up with something because they're going to have probably have a lot of new appeals as well.
Well, Lynn Hummell with the Hilton Head Sun, we want to thank you for joining us here on the Hilton Head News with the stories behind the headlines. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Allie.
And Charlie Clark is here. She's the Vice President of Communications with the Hilton Head Island Bluffton Chamber of Commerce, and we're here to talk about the heritage and the broadcast coverage. Charlie, talk about the impact that this has on Hilton Head Island.
It's amazing. First of all, it's a great time of year for us to be islanders and to be on the island. And the coverage and the exposure, in a word, awareness. It's all about awareness. And that time frame from Thursday to Sunday really puts this destination on the world spotlight. And that's a great, great thing. Those types of exposure opportunities don't come along every day, and this is one of the best we have all year long, that's for sure.
Do we ever, are we ever able to figure out who comes here as a result of maybe seeing Hilton Head Island during the golf tournament?
Well, I'll tell you what we do know. What we do know is when the golf tournament comes on the air, it's driving traffic to the destination website, and from there we actually often do conversion studies about how many of those visitors actually end up coming to the destination. It's all about the more traffic we can drive to that website, the more awareness we can build, and we know a certain percentage of those folks actually do end up coming to Hilton Head Island. It's really important during that time, and we see those numbers change. We've especially seen them change with our recent television commercials that we've been putting forth during the Heritage Tournament.
Hopefully we'll get to take a look at the newest one at some point here on the Hilton Head News. Tell me, though, the economic impact of the broadcast coverage, is there any way to put it in dollars and cents?
It's the definition of priceless, honestly, to buy that kind of time in terms of coverage on CBS and on the Golf Channel. And plus, it's just putting us in such a beautiful light. We've all seen it. We all know, as we were just talking about earlier, we look good even following Augusta. So just to have that, wow, where is that place, need to get there. It's one of the reasons the television spot that we put within the Heritage commercial actually is an overall destination spot. It does not involve golf, just because of the fact that it's surrounded by hours and hours of golf coverage. It's to remind golfers and those watching the tournament there's a lot to Hilton Head Island, including golf, and lots to do here when you want to come on vacation.
Now, for people that live here, the Heritage, RBC Heritage presented by Boeing is really a social event as well as a spectator event. Tell us what you as a chamber have planned.
Well, you know, it's a pretty interesting year. You know, for past years, they're loosening up a little bit when it comes to your cell phone usage and that type of thing. But it's still a little verboten to be having your cell phone out on the course. We have a social media lounge that we're going to be doing in the new 17th Green area where you can let the cell phones fly. We want people, we're encouraging people to post on Facebook, hey, I'm at the tournament. We're giving them great photo opportunities to do that. We have a plaid golf cart. Get your photo taken in the plaid golf cart and put that on Facebook, on Twitter, tweet to your friends you're at the tournament. That's one more way that we get valuable exposure, social media exposure. It's a beautiful day, it's a beautiful course, and you can come to the social media lounge on 17. Get on your cell phone. We have iPads available for you to get on social media. We want you tweeting. We want you putting that information out on your Facebook pages and letting the world know the Heritage is here.
Well, it sounds like some great ideas. Charlie Clark, Vice President of Communications for the Hilton Head Island Bluffton Chamber of Commerce, thank you so much for your time here on the Hilton Head News.
Thanks, Allie.
In just a few minutes, we'll learn about an organization that is working to keep teens from doing underage drinking as well as keeping them from substance abuse, especially as proms and graduation parties are coming up. Stay right there.
I'm here at the top of the Harbortown Lighthouse with Nadia Wagner. She's the lighthouse keeper. Nadia, this is a Hilton Head icon, but many people don't realize it's so much more.
It is, Debbie. The view is so thrilling. Many people don't realize you can climb to the top. We've had many marriage proposals, even weddings. You can shop at the top for gifts you won't find anywhere else and wave to friends and family on our live webcam. It's the high point of the Low Country.
You do not want to miss this view. What's the admission cost, Nadia?
It's only $375 per person, and kids 5 and under are free.
Make this a must-see while you're here on Hilton Head. Thanks, Nadia.
Thank you. See you soon.
Joining me now to talk about real estate on Hilton Head Island, Realtor James Wedgeworth. Full disclosure, he is an advertiser here on WHHI-TV. Great to see you, James.
It's good being here, especially this time of year.
Well, let me ask you about this time of year. When we look at the market and what is happening in real estate, how does it look compared to a year ago?
Well, interesting. One of the agents in our office did some numbers yesterday, and he said that for the first 3 months of last year, we sold 157 houses. And for the first 3 months of this year, we did 151 houses in closed sale. I was quite surprised when he told me that because I thought we were doing a lot better than we did last year. I think you'll see those numbers turn around in April, but that's the numbers for the first 3 months. I was surprised.
Do you think your perception that things were moving at a better pace compared to a year ago might be because you have more traffic of people looking to sell or buy?
Well, I think it's more the national market. We've said it on this program before, all real estate's local. And the national market has improved tremendously, which is a good sign. I think the resort markets are still lagging. Myrtle Beach, Hilton Head, Jacksonville, Sarasota, Naples. Some of those markets are lagging a little bit because of the percentage of second home buyers that we have in our market. But overall, the quote residential market in the real world is doing much better than it was a year ago. So that's a step in the right direction.
We talked earlier with Charlie Clark from the Chamber about the RBC Heritage presented by Boeing, the PGA tournament, and its impact on our local economy. Can you speak specifically to what that tournament does with regards to media coverage to our real estate here?
Allie, if we didn't have the tournament, I don't think you and I'd be sitting here. It's massive. It's the most important thing that happens. It's one of the best best weeks of the year for real estate. Not only do we sell a lot of real estate that week, but mainly we expose our island to a lot of people that week that will come, fall in love with an island. We'll sell them 6 months, a year down the road. Of course, the TV coverage, I mean, I can't tell you the number of people over years, Allie, that I've talked to that have said, I said, how'd you get interested in Hilton Head? We were watching the golf tournament on TV, and it looked like a beautiful place, and we went and checked it out. The rest is history.
Yeah, it is always fun to take a look at the coverage on the networks of the tournament and how spectacular Hilton Head Island looks. Definitely would be a place people would want to come visit or maybe end up either retiring or working in the area. As far as homes and the selling of homes right now, James, what price range is moving the most quickly right now?
We did a study on that last week. Houses under $500,000 on Hilton Head, we have a 3-month supply. Between 500 and a million, we have a 12-month supply. From 1 million to 2 million, we have a 24-month supply. For whatever reason, I don't know, the houses under 500 are selling like hotcakes, and the higher price is still a little slow. Maybe that will turn around after the spring. It is kind of a feed-up market, not a trickle-down, but a trickle-up market.
Well, good sign then that things are moving. James Wedgeworth, we appreciate your time here on the Hilton Head News. Thank you so much.
It's great being here. Thank you.
There's an organization on Hilton Head Island that is working to make teens aware of the consequences of substance abuse and drinking underage. Joining us now to talk about that organization is Dr. Lynn Geiger. She is a licensed clinical psychologist and also a member of the steering committee of the Low Country Alliance for Healthy Youth. Thank you for coming in, Dr. Geiger.
My pleasure. Thank you so much, Ellie, for having me.
Well, give us an overview. What does the Low Country Alliance for Healthy Youth do?
It is kind of a bulky name, but the Low Country Alliance for Healthy Youth was established about a year ago after numerous alcohol-related tragedies affecting our youth in our community. And well, you know, individuals in our community had tried to do something. A principal might have someone come in and talk about not using alcohol underage, or the police would have law enforcement would have the goggles to let teens know what it felt like to drive while they were impaired with alcohol. These individual things haven't worked. So the really focus here is to get a coalition across all of the sectors, law enforcement, healthcare professionals, parents, parent organizations, school people, and we're talking Hilton Head and Bluffton, really to work together to work on this issue.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned Bluffton as well, so people will be aware of that.
Yes.
What are you working on right now?
Well, we really, as a steering committee, are working on developing our board membership and then training our board. To proceed in this, of course, we need some funding, and nowadays all funding is data-driven. So we have to get a needs assessment, which will help get a snapshot of where our community is on this issue right today. And we're especially working on getting funding so we can give an assessment to the high school students and the middle school students. So we want to get information from the kids themselves about what substances are being used and how that changes over the grades and their years. And that's going to really help us target what are the programs that are going to be most effective for our communities.
Well, it sounds like a really great idea, and I hope you'll let us know when you get the information from that so we can help make everyone aware.
Thank you.
We had mentioned at the top of the show, we've got prom season coming up, we've got graduation parties. How is Low Country Alliance for Healthy Youth addressing those events coming up?
Well, as you know, these are really times that there is such a push for kids to be involved in underage drinking and drug use, but especially the alcohol use. So really our program now is called Parents That Host Lose the Most. And I think that sort of tricky title is really our focus, that so often parents come up with, either excuses or rationalizations or whatever to host a party where alcohol is involved, and this really so often leads to the tragedies we've experienced. So we really want to target these families and these parents that this is a losing proposition, and see if we can get more of the community energy going the other way to not promote this type of event during this season.
Well, I wish you a lot of luck
Thank you.
with the organization. Dr. Lynn Geiger, licensed clinical psychologist on the steering committee for the organization. Thanks so much for joining us on the Hilton Head
My pleasure, Ellie.
News.
Thank you.
And now it's time to find out where to go on Hilton Head Island and beyond. And to help us do that is Nancy Watts. Hi, Nancy.
Hi there. They may be playing golf in Augusta, but we are having a good time on Hilton Head.
We sure are RBC Heritage Week here, but there's lots to do. One is an event for the American Heart Association. Tell me about that.
That's coming up this Saturday, and JR and Leslie Richardson will be leading this walk. They both have healthy interest in this thing, and if you think about it, why not start and take your own team over there and walk with them?
It should be a lot of fun, and I know there are a lot of teams that have already been organized here on the island and beyond, but it's not too late, right, Nancy?
No.
Okay. Moving on. Now, I know, we like to say we're Hilton Head News and we talk about things on Hilton Head Island, but I know you want to mention something going on in Bluffton. What's that?
We have to cross over the bridge for the Taste of Bluffton, and that will be fun. You know, they have that ugly dog contest and all that good food. You just have to go.
Yeah, it sounds like a good idea. People may be surprised to learn that we have a Hilton Head Island Ski Club, but I know you want to mention they meet on a regular basis, right?
You know, that's a very popular club, and on top of that, they're a very active club. They do take ski trips. You might just love it yourself, and if you want to find out if you will or not, then meet Bev Moran and her friends at Tatteria Divina I believe it's this Thursday.
Okay, so they meet on a monthly basis. Might be fun to kind of meet some of those folks as well. Now, if people are interested, maybe getting a little taste of some of the area restaurants, what they have to offer, a little bit of history, there's something that you wanted to let people know about where they can do that, right?
Savor the Low Country. When I first heard about it, I thought, oh my goodness, that sounds interesting. And I took the tour and I had such a wonderful time.
And it actually, you go on a walking tour, is that right,
It's
Nancy?
a walking tour. Last year it was at Caligny, and there's several restaurants there, and my goodness, we ate and ate and ate and ate and learned and learned and learned.
And if people want to know more about that, they can go, I think the website you told me is savorthelowcountry.com, right?
Savorthelowcountry.com and give it a try. You will have a wonderful time. Take your guest.
Well, it sounds like something fun to do when you have visitors. That's a great idea. And of course, RBC Heritage presented by Boeing is next week. I hope we're going to see you there, right, Nancy?
Oh, you will see me there.
Well, it's a lot of fun ahead for us. I want to thank you for joining us here on